What makes you different is what makes you Spider-Man.
Spider-frickin'-Man into the mother-flippin' Spider-Verse! Is Sony's umpteenth bajillionth attempt at making another Spider-Man movie on their own, cause no matter how many times they fail, they're just gonna keep on trying. Truth be told, this has been a pretty big year for Spider-Man. I mean, we got him in Avengers, we got the PS4 game, we got and now we got this film, one that's been in development for a while now, produced by the Lego Movie duo and developed by the studio behind the Emoji Movie.
Yay.
A lot of people weren't really sure what to make of it. I mean, Phil Lord and Chris Miller producing is pretty cool, and it's focusing on Miles Morales, the half-black, half-Latino Spider-Man, and that is an interesting character to focus on. He hasn't really been in the spotlight that much, aside from the video game and some cartoon appearances. But on the other hand, Sony and the Emoji Movie. So it was pretty on the fence until a year ago when the first teaser came out and it was all yo, and then more stuff came out of it and it was all like yo, and then people saw it and it was all yeah! Into the Spider-Verse was a thoroughly enjoyable experience. It has a large cast of likable and memorable characters who all manage to leave impressions, whether they be big or small. And while there's definitely a lot going on, it knows what and who to focus on, because it is still undoubtedly a Miles Morales story, and it's mainly, not all the time, but mainly told from his perspective. It details what the relationship to his family, particularly his father, is like, and it shows him having a tough time fitting into his new prep school, and how even though he has a lot of potential in life, he just can't figure out what to do with it or where to go. He has a passion for graffiti art, but there's not a lot to go from there with his dad being a cop and all. And once he gets his spider bite, he's confused, he's scared. He thinks it's puberty, but he doesn't really know what it is. He's learning how it works, what comes with it, how to use it. But he can't learn it all by himself. He'll need help from the Spidey people. One of which being Spider-Gwen, who goes to the same school as him, but is actually from another dimension. Her and Miles are infinitely more responsible than his technically actual mentor. A Peter Parker who, unlike every other iteration of the character, is older, fatter, just a complete mess, not really as intelligent, clinically depressed, and is openly willing to just sacrifice himself to save the world. Which technically is pretty heroic, but you'd probably get the implication. This honestly might be one of the best Peter Parkers portrayed in film, because how often would you see a childhood superhero portrayed like this? The other Spider people do serve more as kind of comic reliefs. Spider-Noir is a hard-boiled 1930s detective, Spider-Ham is a Looney Tune, and Penny Parker is an anime girl who technically is the most plot-relevant out of the three, but that's not to knock any of them down. The voice acting for everyone is really good, with props going to Nicolas Cage playing another superhero this year, and Shameik Moore, the star of Dope, and the Incredible Crew as Miles.
It's time to watch a movie! I watch my movies in 3 to the D, baby! Yeah! Wow! No!
The soundtrack was also really damn cool, both in the well-chosen songs that they use that really give you a feel of Miles' character and environment, but also the use of the actual score too. There's this really eerie theme that plays whenever the Prowler shows up. Oh, and I guess I forgot to mention how gosh darn mother-flippin' innovative as fuck this animation is, cause hot damn! I should obligatorily warn that it might not be the best for epileptic people, or those who are weirded out by uniqueness. But yeah, this is some of the best animation I've ever seen for a mainstream animated feature. I mean, the comic lines on everyone's faces, the blending of animation styles, the text that shows up, the halftone textures, the scale, the framing, the colors. This is innovation. This is pushing the medium to a whole new level. And they also throw a lot of good visual jokes as well, such as Peter hitting someone in the face with a bagel and the text reads bagel, or all the advertisements for the alternate pop culture stuff. I mean, where would you ever see a Clone High reference in a Spider-Man movie? I'm heaping up the praise here. Is there anything at all to criticize? Well, There's like two things. One of them is a bit of a personal nitpick, and the other is something that does genuinely confuse me. While I am impressed by the amount of stuff they were able to do in an under 2-hour runtime, I kinda wish it was longer. Like, I wanted to see more scenes with the uncle, more scenes with Aunt May, with the other spider people, with the villains. I hear they're working on sequels and spin-offs, so that should be coming up soon, but I still kinda wanted some of that in this movie. Now for the thing that confuses me, this is a bit of a spoiler, so I'm gonna keep it as vague as I can. So at one point, it looked like Miles committed a crime in his Spider-Man persona, although he obviously didn't, and his dad is on the hunt looking for him. And then this subplot is just kind of ignored because when a climax is happening, his dad is present and he's rooting for Spider-Man to succeed despite appearing in that scene not really knowing the full context of what he was fighting for. And then when he's asked about Spider-Man, he starts going, "I thought he was a menace, but I think differently now." How did he find out he was innocent? There was no scene diving into that. But obviously, the positives do outweigh the negatives here. It's not just undoubtedly the best superhero movie of the year, but it's also the most unique and innovative one too. I want to see more of these characters. I want to see more of this style. I wish all superhero movies were animated like this. Oh, and by the way, Sony is not patenting the animation style, they're just patenting the software they created to make it with. So avoid that clickbait slander. And congratulations to Sony for making this in the first place, because I kinda doubt that Disney would do something as experimental or unique like this. You've come a long way, but you've redeemed yourself. Kind of. An immensely strong 8 out of 10, closer to a soft 9.
Then you're left in the dust, unless I stuck by you. You're a sunflower, I think your love would be too